quotes that you put down. You had some beautiful stuff written on your website, Sharon. In the spirit of inclusion, to gather together to promote peace and tolerance, to bridge the common human bonds of compassion and empathy. Something that is so important. I think empathy is something that some people don't necessarily learn, and it really isn't that hard to learn it, but it does sometimes take, we can start with children and
That's
help
really
them to understand
right. I mean,
what it means to empathize. That doesn't mean you agree
No?
with someone. I'm sorry, go ahead,
No,
Sharon.
that's okay, but it's really about the future. So it's what we're teaching our children, and what we're teaching, and what they will be teaching their children.
Yes.
I mean, I already know, and maybe there isn't a lot of hope for, I don't know though, maybe there is hope, maybe it'll happen over the next couple of years, but I think it's going to take time for this change of how we think about things. Somehow we've gotten so far off mark on how we need to behave in the world. And it isn't just here, it's around, and I don't know if it's, I don't know why. It isn't just, I don't think, just because of the election or who's elected right now.
No, it's been going on for a long time.
And the environment, to me, the way that it's just, the earth is just, and the animals and everything. The trajectory, I think, that we're on just doesn't seem very hopeful. So we need to just grab everything and pull it back into where, and maybe put it on a different track. If we don't do that, what are we looking forward to?
Right. And it takes people like you and the artists that you're bringing together to stand up, and it takes courage to do what you're doing. I know that you're not a what's that? You always say it's everybody else, but the truth is what you're doing takes a great deal of courage to take a stand like this and to promote it.
It's either that or I was feeling hopeless. I don't know if maybe a lot of people felt that way.
Yes.
Right? Okay,
yes,
and I don't
absolutely.
like that feeling. I'm an entrepreneur.
I
I'm
don't
a
either.
go-getter.
Yeah.
I've made my way in the world, and I've always worked on my own. I've created businesses, and so I do not like the feeling of being disempowered.
Good for you.
And
Good
so
for you.
I just said one day, you know what? I'm just going to do this.
Just gonna try.
I'm going to create this organization, which is nonprofit.
Yep.
501c3.
And you bring people together through that, other organizations and networking of people who would like to support what you're doing and see it spread. Am I right?
I'm sorry?
Through your organization, other people are joining in with you,
Well,
not just
the
for the
Facebook
event.
page has about 25,000 people on it,
That's
all
a
over
few
the world.
people.
And,
Right.
and the event, hopefully, and we're spreading the word. I'm out there promoting it, and I think it's really about awareness. It's just bringing back what we already know how to do.
And I think that there's a lot of us out there who feel the way you feel,
I think
but
so.
we feel alone. So when
Yes.
somebody, again, has the courage to step up and say, I want to hear from you. I
Yes.
want to know about it. I want us to join together. It gives us the momentum to build something different than what we see. Now, Colette, I wrote down that you and Sharon were separated at birth. That's just my humble opinion. You two have so many similarities, both in the struggles that you've faced and how you've turned things around from very difficult times to very incredible times. You're both unbelievable producers. You have more energy than in a day than I have in a year.
Thank you for
And
all
you've
of
done
that.
well, and you've done, as we said, you had the World Music Day. Did I say it right?
Worldwide Music Day.
Worldwide
yeah.
Music Day event, also with
That
similar
is
goals.
Worldwide Music Day. If
Talk right into the front of that mic there. Yeah.
Worldwide Music Day is a way that musicians can help heal after war. So when you had your put it out there, uniting people for peace, I felt very welcome. And you're saying a lot of things that resonate with many people. Exactly. But people shouldn't feel like they can't come if they do take a strong position politically. I mean, whatever their
That's what it-
viewpoint
Exactly.
is, everybody should feel
Yes.
welcome
That's
to
what it is.
come. I
So
mean,
it's not
obviously,
political at all.
uniting
It's not-
people for peace.
Right, and that's what everyone, but I want the divisiveness to be, because we just need to look at each other as human beings.
Enjoy the
that's
moment.
it. And just enjoy the moment as human beings, not as someone who's following this idea or following that
Or
idea.
judging
No,
this or that.
none of that.
And ultimately, we're
Won't be allowed. I'll be
stronger.
walking around making sure of that too.
Uh-oh.
Ultimately,
she's
we're
under hand.
stronger
Oh,
if we
no.
can find ways to work towards common goals, even if we don't agree on everything.
Music does it. Music does a wonderful job.
Right. Well, I remember when Peter Yarrow was on here from Peter, Paul, and Mary, he had very similar opinions to what you were saying about, and that the divisiveness, if people go from disagreeing to attacking and not being able to talk to each other,
In the media,
it
though,
makes other people able to tear us apart
the
easier.
shows on TV. I don't have cable. I don't care to have cable. I haven't watched TV in 8 years. And I don't care to. I get my news online if I choose
Right.
to.
Fighting has become entertainment.
So
And by the way, can
so it's
I
being
just...
promoted.
And we're not just talking
Yes.
about the news. We're talking about
No,
all
the shows,
different
the television shows that are on,
Yes.
these reality shows,
And even
where all
the
you see is the
made-up
drama that
shows.
people are living through every day, as if
Right.
it's supposed to be like that. We need to take a deep breath and just remember to be peaceful inside of ourselves. We need to just bring that back.
Or to try and find it and to
Yeah.
support that in each other.
It's in everybody.
Yeah.
It's inside us. Some people it's just deeper inside than others, and they need to dig deeper then.
Absolutely. Okay, what do you feel after this day? I know that you've already talked about doing something again next year. Do you have ways, let's say people come, and you know how people come to an event like this and they get all charged up and they're all excited, and then afterwards it's like, where do I go from here?
Well, what-
Do you have some ideas about that for us?
Well, my ideas. I mean, I'm working this through daily as I go here.
Of course,
so, you know,
of course.
it wasn't all planned out when I had the idea, and it's just I live every day in the moment, kind of. So having it be an annual festival is one thing.
Sure.
But also, it doesn't just have to take place. This is what I thought when I had the idea. I'd like to see people doing an up day, Uniting People for Peace Day, in their own communities anywhere around the world.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be
Plant
just
the
once a year.
seeds and watch it grow.
That's what so I'd like people
What a
to
great
just,
idea.
and I don't want to tell someone how to have a Uniting People for Peace Day, because it's not mine. It belongs to whoever is. I will help, and I'll be there to guide, and if they want to, not copy, but mimic what the festival is.
Sure, to
that's
get
a great
ideas.
idea.
Well, even...
Because I've been into the schools, I've gone into elementary schools. So I've gone into elementary schools, and I've
Wonderful.
talked to administrators that I do not want to own the kids' Peace Day, the Uniting People. I want to have a meeting with the kids,
Sure.
the students,
And
and
then
have
have-
them decide what it should look like.
Oh, that's great. What a fantastic idea.
So that's how. So if there are educators who are in the audience, please talk to me about this, because I'm an educator. I have my master's degree in education.
And then
so
if you
kids
can
are
end up
future.
covering some of these events and
Yes.
putting it together
Yep.
and then
Oh, I'll be
spreading it
there.
out.
I'll be there.
And then
Yes.
spread it over the internet, then
Yep.
more and more people. And I also think, Colette, of what you did, I know it was for, I always say it wrong, World Music Day?
Worldwide Music Day.
Worldwide Music Day. And
Close.
I have not had
You're
enough
close.
sleep to get
You're-
that accurate, but close enough. It's one of
Yeah.
the music days. You did an event recently from your house, and you did a concert, online concert. That's another way to do things, to have small gatherings and put them out on the internet, or even music parties where you're bringing people together in small groups. In other words, you don't have to run a school or have a big, large venue. You
It's
can
about-
do it as a house party.
That's right. It's just about what each of us are doing to make the world a better place.
And it
how
really
can you
could
do that?
spread.
And if you're not a musician, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a writer. It doesn't
Sure,
have to be. It's about the idea.
Of
Yes,
course.
it's
That's what a
about
fantastic.
Uniting with an idea.
I love
Uniting
it.
people for peace.
I love it, and it can spread. It really can.
Yeah.
And with
It's
you,
an idea.
and with people having someone to report back to, in a
Yeah.
sense, to let them know, you can start putting it together, and the more
would
you
love- that's-
know, the more it spreads. And of course, you'll keep us posted.
Of course.
And we'll let people know how it's growing. But 25,000 isn't a bad start.
It's not, and even on YouTube, the theme
That's
song has
incredible.
almost 40,000
Yes,
hits.
and
the
we
theme
will
song
be
does.
playing that later.
Oh, yes.
You'll be playing it
I'll play
live
it.
later.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Well, this sounds great. Now, Colette, we said why you got involved, right? And let's tell people again what time you're going to be on.
Oh, I'll be about 3:30 to
About
about
3:30.
4:10, 4:15.
Okay, and then
something.
Keith's on right before
If things
that, so
go
right
to
around
plan
3-ish.
for the first thing. Yeah.
Right. And once again, it's August 5th, down on the harbor, not right near the Plymouth Rock. There's a beautiful new outdoor stage there. And the time again, Sharon?
1:30 to 7:30.
Okay, and it is free and open to the public?
Yes, it
And
is.
kid-friendly?
Yes, very much.
All right,
Would love
and
to see the kids.
let's just tell them again the other artists, besides the ones we have on tonight. Can you tell them?
I will. We have Ro Evans, Matt Borello, Chuck Williams, Joe Merrick. He's going to be. Who else? We have Diane Battistello.
Very nice.
Joe Merrick.
Yeah, we got him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's great. And I like that you
Eileen
have
and
a kind of different types
It's
of
pretty
music.
diverse. Yep,
It's-
diverse.
Yes, sounds very good.